AJ Styles. And then finally, in your main event, Ronda Rousey came back and said Becky Lynch doesn't deserve her attention. She teased a Charlotte Flair match for WrestleMania, so Becky's on the undercard, and Becky's title reign is becoming stale, and that isn't her problem. Becky then came out and said she's the only woman to defeat Ronda. Ronda then took Becky down, held her in kind of an armbar, and said she'll get her answer on Friday. After this, Lita came out and said, how rude is that? How rude is that Ronda just left? And she praised Becky. She said she knew Becky would be a great champion. She said she knew she would have this great run. But she wants to make sure it doesn't become stale. So at Elimination Chamber, Becky Lynch versus Lita. I try to be more excited for this, but I'm not really a Lita fan. You know, I'll give credit where credit's due. A great performer, Hall of Famer. Changed the women's industry. I have no problem saying that, but I'm just not a Lita fan. So, I'd be more excited for this match if I was, but there's a lot more to still go on, you know? A lot more to still go on. And that was your Raw review, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, Raw wasn't really great. Didn't really fill me with excitement after the Royal Rumble. It was okay for me. It wasn't really like something I was hugely excited for. So now, ladies and gentlemen, let's go on to your Elimination Chamber 2015 review. We are in the Elimination Chamber season, ladies and gentlemen. 3 weeks away, we will have the Elimination Chamber. And I'm excited. It's coming from Saudi Arabia this year, actually. So, that's something I didn't see coming. But, this one came from Corpus Christi, Texas, the American Bank Center. 7,000 attendance, a 41,000 buy rate, excluding WWE Network viewers, which was over 100,000. WWE Network was really taking over for pay-per-views. Pay-per-views were really starting to go out the window. May 31st, 2015, the first ever Elimination Chamber pay-per-view to take place after WrestleMania. Elimination Chamber always took place before WrestleMania because it would set up either the champion or the challenger for one of the world titles. Let's go into the results as Stardust beats Zack Ryder in a 6-minute pre-show match, which was an okay match. Wasn't really great. Wasn't something I was really excited about, but an okay match. We then got the New Day defending their tag team championships in the Elimination Chamber. Now, I had a friend, and he helped get into wrestling. I don't really talk to him anymore, unfortunately, but he always said, he was like, I'm looking forward to when they're doing the tag team Elimination Chamber. I'm really looking forward to it, man. And I'm like, they already did. Remember, it sucked. He goes, oh yeah, I tried to push that abortion out of my head. This was the Elimination Chamber. It was a terrible match, man. The New Day come in at number 6. It was the New Day, the Primetime Players, Cesaro and Tyson Kidd, The Ascension, Lucha Dragons, and Los Matadors. Now, don't get me wrong, these are all great tag teams at their time. But it wasn't a good match. Every botch that could happen was botched. The New Day were allowed to enter with three members of their team, even though everybody else had 2, giving them an unfair advantage. The New Day enter last, even though they had 3. If they had 3, okay, then let's have them start the match. That would be a cool one. Nope. New Day picks up the win after entering number 6. Last eliminating the Primetime Players, and the less said about this match, the better. We then got a triple threat for the Divas Championship as Nikki Bella was having a year-long reign. She was having a world record reign with the Divas Championship. Nikki Bella picks up the win over Naomi and Paige in a 6-minute match. If they had given this match time, it would have been a great match, but it was an okay match. We then got Kevin Owens versus John Cena. Now, this was KO answering John Cena's United States Championship Open Challenge a few weeks ago, and then starting a feud with John Cena. Kevin Owens was still the NXT champion, and this would be for United States Championship. They would have a great match, a show-stealing match, 20 minutes. KO and John Cena had some crazy in-ring chemistry that no one saw coming. So KO picks up the win and declares himself the tougher champion than John Cena, basically. After this, we got Neville versus Bo Dallas in a singles match. This was just a little blow-off feud from NXT that came onto the main roster. Neville picks up the win over Bo Dallas. And then finally, we get an Elimination Chamber for your vacant Intercontinental Championship. It would be Ryback, Sheamus, Dolph Ziggler, Mark Henry, R-Truth, and King Barrett. This match would also be full of botches, ladies and gentlemen. This was your worst Elimination Chamber show because of these botches. People would get thrown through the pods, and Mark Henry would have to enter the match before he was supposed to enter. He would just stand there like, what the fuck do I do now? He had no clue what to do, and I can't blame him. There would be, people go for pinfalls when there shouldn't have been pinfalls. People being eliminated, like Sheamus being eliminated when he wasn't supposed to be. Ryback picks up the win and becomes your Intercontinental Champion. He was going through a babyface run at the time. This would be after Daniel Bryan had to relinquish the title for his first retirement. And then finally, we would get your main event for the evening. Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose for the WWE Championship. And it was a 21-minute match, very good match until the end, where Seth Rollins would get himself disqualified. He would retain the title. That was a stupid way to end it. It should have had him end it with a roll-up, some distraction on the outside. Roman Reigns was also banned from ringside for this match, so that was something that was in Seth Rollins' favor. I don't know. That kind of pissed me off. Seth Rollins retains, but Dean Ambrose wins. And then Dean Ambrose, after the show, cuts a promo that has become infamous. It would actually include part of the Dusty Rhodes Hard Times promo. If you're looking for a great promo to watch, go watch it. This was Dean Ambrose at his height. He was having a great run. He was having a tremendous run at this time. This show is infamous for being the worst Elimination Chamber show. And there's no question, it was. It was terrible. At the same time, it had some great matches. Like the Dean Ambrose Seth Rollins match until the end. Like the KO versus John Cena match. But it just didn't have enough to escape its terrible mid-card. So yeah. If I had to give this match a rating, this show a rating, C- D+ at best. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for your drink of the week. Again, we are in Super Bowl time, and the one thing I love to make in Super Bowl time is either a fishbowl or a punch, something that everyone can drink and just enjoy. So I have a pool party punch, which is the best of both worlds, a fishbowl and a punch. So this is a big drink. You're going to need a big fishbowl, a big bowl to mix this in. It is 1 part vodka, so you would fill it 1/4 of the way. 2 parts lemonade, you fill it 2/4 of the way. And a splash of blue curacao, lemon wedges. Make sure there's ice in the drink. Make sure there's orange wedges in the drink. And you just enjoy this drink. It's a very easy one. Just stir it all together. and add a little splash of blue curacao, and you got a delicious drink. Do not drink and drive, and do not consume alcohol if you are under 21. Please drink responsibly. And that is your drink of the week, ladies and gentlemen. A great drink for the big game if you're having friends over. And now a reading from the Book of Rules. The Elimination Chamber. 2 miles of steel. Diameter 36 feet. Plexiglass chambers. But not spear-proof or Mark Henry proof. 16 frames, 300 pounds each. Black stainless steel, 16 feet tall. Two superstars start the match. 4 superstars enter the pod one by one until their pod opens. The rules of physics apply. Flesh plus steel equals pain. Eliminations occur by pinfall or submission. Last superstar and standing wins. But if you win, you probably won't be standing. A reading from the Book of Rules. And ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for your Battle Droid of the Week. I don't know who to give it to. I'm tempted to give it to Alexa Bliss. But, after all the rumors I've heard and the shit going on backstage, it's one thing to book yourself into a match. But to book yourself at 28, have a Final Four appearance, and then start booking yourself for Elimination Chamber, WrestleMania, in highly contested feuds, fighting everyone who says you shouldn't. Don't get me wrong, Shane McMahon, you're an amazing performer, and I love seeing you perform. But for this week, because of those backstage antics, you are the Battle Droid of the Week. Congratulations.
Uh-oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening. Hopefully next week, I hope to have a special guest on the show. And it be a very special edition of Wrestling Made Simple, as I hope to throw it back to the 80s in a great Hulk Hogan era. Thank you very much for listening. I've been the big guy, the one, the only, the man with an hour, the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour. The one, there's been no one before me and there'll be no one after me. Therefore, I am the one and only big guy, Jay Covey. Have a great week in wrestling.